welcome to another D3+1 Battle Reports, and this is 1,000 points of Nurgle themed Space Marines. As a bit of a change, I'm being led by a Forge World character. His name is Necrosius. His rules are available at time of doing this anyway for free on the website. It's 6th edition test rules. So to quickly go through them, he's like a basic sorcerer more or less, except he has Feel No Pain. He's Mastery level 2. His bolt pistol has poison shots. Yeah, he has a set warlord trait where anything in 12 inches has to use their lowest leadership, and he has set psychic powers, including 1 unique one and 2 from the codex. And then I also have a secondary HQ. He is a Chaos Lord, Mark of Nurgle. He had a gift of mutation which gave him Flate, which is going to be pretty pointless. He is equipped with a power sword and a combi bowler, so not as he appears for once because I didn't have the points, unfortunately. And his sole reason for being here is so I can take Plague Marines as troops. They are 2 squads of 7 and they have no upgrades at all, so they are just as they seem there. I have Fast Attack, 4 Chaos Spawn, Mark of Nurgle, a Forge Fiend with 2 Ectoplasm Cannons, I think that's what they're called. I never bring them because I always end up killing myself, so wait for that happening. The one on his mouth isn't actually there. And finally a single Mark of Nurgle Obliterator, all on his lonesome.
And here we have 1,000 points of Blood Angels Lamenters. You wouldn't know it. I bought these yesterday and built them up this morning. So
the neutral chapter.
They're from the neutral planet. So we are being led by Reclusiarch with the jump pack. He also has a Power Fist along with his Crozius. We have 2 7-man assault squads. 7-man assault squads?
10.
I mean 10-man assault squads.
Not Plague Marines.
2 10-man assault squads. One of them is equipped with 2 flamers. With a sergeant with combat shield, melter bombs, and a power sword. The other one, almost identical, except for it's 2 melter guns instead of 2 flamers. We have a Bile Predator, which I wasn't given enough time to fully finish. So it's the shell of a Predator, it's not even glued together. And to make up the points, we have 5-man Terminator squad. One's got an assault cannon, and the sergeant just has a power sword.
Tell my Emperor hello.
Right, so getting used to the Blood Angels rules, I need to do Raid Thirst. So first squad of assault marines, they don't have it. Second squad, they don't have it. And the Terminators, they don't have it. Doesn't matter! No Raid Thirst for anyone.
We have finished deploying, and this is the setup for the Chaos side. And you'll notice that pretty much all of the objectives we set up for Big Guns Never Tire are in this side. So
I nearly managed to get them all onto your side of the board, but
nearly, apart from that one
was almost dead centre.
Yeah, so we rolled the maximum number, 5 objectives for Big Guns Never Tires. Hammer and Anvil for deployment. Yeah, I've got one at the back there. Chaos will be going first because the neutral Space Marines over there don't want to steal initiative.
Nope.
They don't?
Nope.
Okay. So I think that's it. We're just ready to get started now. It's going to be a very come at me and see what happens.
Come at me, bro!
Yeah. End of the very uneventful first Chaos turn. This squad moved up to get within claiming distance of that objective there. My spawn moved into cover just so they'd actually have some form of save. And before moving, after I remembered, my sorcerer actually got to cast something. Now, although he has 6th edition rules from Forge World, they don't take into account the new codex, so he has out of date spell names. He had Gift of Chaos, which we're counting as Gift of Mutation. So he cast that on the assault squad up there, and he managed to give them -1 strength and they can't run. And that was pretty much it, because even with the range of a last cannon from the Obliterator, nothing is within 48 inches. So that was all I could do.
Okay, end of Blood Angels turn 1. Not really very much happened. One assault squad jumped over here. They can't run, so they just stopped at this point. The squad that was here jumped up there and then ran a little bit. That's it. Hopefully my reserves come in next turn.
And here we are at the end of the second Chaos turn, in which absolutely nothing happened really of significance. Spawn stayed still. I spread out the tactical squad down there. No, not tactical. Plague Marine slightly. I did cast Gift of Mutation again on the exact same squad. This time I got the even better mutation or contagion, whatever. -1 strength, -1 toughness. And for my shooting phase, I did absolutely nothing because I can't see any of his units. kind of hoping he's going to get reserves in his next turn, so I have somebody to shoot at.
Blood Angels turn 2, the Terminators didn't arrive from reserves, but the Battle Predator did. Came in from the side there, used both the Firestorm Cannon and the Heavy Flamer on the Sponson. Unfortunately, due to Feel No Pain, I managed to only get one Plague Marine.
Excellent Feel No Pain roll.
Excellent Feel No Pain rolls. On the other side of the board, the two Assault Marine squads have sort of converged in the back here behind the cover. They can't be seen, they can't be targeted. Ready for the surgical strike.
Okay, the end of Chaos turn 3, and we finally have things happening, including First Blood. I decided to get rid of that nasty AP3 bow neutral tank thingy. So now we have an authentic wreck because the spawns absolutely wrecked it with 6 attacks each plus rage. Yeah, it wasn't coming away from that.
It didn't explode though.
No, I got 4 pens in the end after all the glances and it still didn't manage to explode. Other than that, I moved my Forge Fiend ever so slightly, got a bad move through cover roll. They hopped the barrier ever so slightly just to put some more distance between this army of Assault Marines coming towards me, and the Obliterator did nothing because it can't see anything.
End of Blood Angels turn 3. This squad jumped up and over there. The other squad moved back in exactly where this one was the last turn there. Fired their pistols, didn't get anything. Went for a charge, didn't get anything. Overwatch did nothing either from the Plague Marines. Terminators came in, deep strike here, Descent of Angels, so it didn't scatter too much. Thought about trying to do something with the Forge Fiend, but in the end we shot into the back of the Plague Marines and did nothing. I've been rolling very, very badly.
Yeah, very bad rolling.
And that wasn't his saves, that was my, like, the hit into wound rolls were
lots
just
and lots of
per-
wounds. End of Chaos turn 4, after I remembered it was my turn. They moved around a little bit, just to get some pot shots at the Terminators because they're the immediate problem. The Forge Fiend moved back and fired his ectoplasm cannons. I managed not to get hot, which is about the first time ever in my history of using them. Unfortunately, they scattered and missed. Almost hit my own guys with them as well. The Plague Marines and the Necrosius all fired into them, including his Witchfire power. Was it the Witchfire that took out the Terminator? It was, wasn't it?
It was,
yeah,
yeah.
I took out one because it's an AP2 Witchfire that's unique to him. Again, as I said at the start of the video, you can find his test 6th edition rules on the Forge World website for free. The Spawn didn't do a single thing this turn.
They moved back into the...
Well, they moved into the cover.
They were considering charging, but they would need
The charge was
very
way
max.
too long. Even with fleet, it wasn't worth the risk. And finally, the Obliterator used a plasma cannon this turn. Also didn't get hot. Didn't roll that well, unfortunately, and only knocked over one.
No, well, you got 3 wounds, but I got 3 Feel No
Oh,
Pain,
that's
so I
right,
passed 2 of them.
Feel No
luckily.
Pain is working out well for both of us so
Yeah.
far.
Everyone has survived on Feel No Pain so far.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
End of Blood Angels turn 4. Feel No Pain is being quite prevalent in this game. The Assault Marine squad over here with the Flamers moved up there. The one with the Melter moved up here. Shot their pistols into the Obliterator, managed to take out a wound, but I failed the charge distance by 1 inch. Over here, the ongoing assault. Feel No Pain saved, I don't even know his name.
Necrosius.
He didn't generate any wounds over here. And the Terminators managed to take out 1 more Plague Marine and didn't take any wounds themselves. So that fight is still ongoing. This might be the last turn coming up.
Okay, the end of Chaos turn 5. This squad pretty much is just, it's stuck there because it's holding the objective. So a whole 1 Plague Marine took a pot shot over at the Assault squad over there and did nothing. What did kill the 1 Assault Marine was Binky, I think,
Yep.
who
Yes.
managed not to get hot again, so this is a new world record for me. And so he killed that 1 Marine. The Chaos Spawn charged into that Assault squad, didn't take anything on the charge, however they got hit pretty hard before getting a chance to strike, and 1 Spawn went down and 1 wound on another. They hit back and took out 3. They only got 2 for a number of attacks, sadly, which really hurt. The Obliterator fired Assault Cannon this turn into the Assault Marines, did nothing. So now we're on to the turn 5 for the neutral party. I totally forgot to mention what happened in this combat. I started with the malediction again, the gift of contagion or whatever it's called, and got the very lucky -1/-1 strength and toughness. That's the one I'm looking for. We weren't 100% sure you can cast a malediction while in assault, so if anyone has any comments on that, please let us know. Anyway, Necrosius managed to kill the sergeant thanks to rolling an unlucky 1, and then the Plague Marines managed to take out an additional Terminator. The Terminator then splatted back 1 Plague Marine in return. Their morale held.
It's end of Blood Angels turn 5. It's just assault everywhere. Chaplain, well, the Reclusiarch, left that squad in the movement phase and jumped in and joined this fight over here to give these guys feel no pain. So he jumped in. I think he took 1. He did 2 wounds to
killed the spawn
that had wounds on it already. The rest of the squad only managed to do 1 whole wound, I think, in the end.
Yep.
I didn't get anything back thanks to good armor saves and feel no pain.
Yeah, just feel no pain. You only needed to make 1 feel no pain, the rest were fine.
Over here, we didn't manage to do anything at all to the Obliterator. This assault squad just sort of slammed in there,
And he
did nothing, and he didn't do anything back. Over here, the sergeant
There was only
already
one guy
dead.
left
Yeah.
alive, yeah.
So yeah, the one guy left here didn't take any wounds, but he
Killed 1.
killed 1 back.
Yeah. So now we're going to see if the game continues. I have a die
3
here.
plus.
3 plus. No.
It ends.
Oh.
It ends there.
No.
Oh.
We're going to have to add up points.
So we
then.
shall see what the points are, and we'll be back in a minute.
Okay, we have tallied up the score, and it is a chaos victory, purely because I still hold this one objective here without any harassment. Because I abandoned this 1A early on with Binky, my Forge Fiend. The objective I have over here with the Obliterator is contested. Had the Obliterator fallen in that final combat with the Assault Marines, he would have got a point for killing a heavy and then the 3 for holding the objective, which would have made it a Blood Angels victory. And then there's also the objective here, which is contested because they are stuck in combat with my spawn. I got First Blood because of the Bow Predator, and he has Linebreaker because of the Surviving Terminator and the Assault Marines, etc.
So 4-1,
Yes.
because it's 3 points for each objective on here. So
Yeah. But as I say, had the Obliterator lost his last wound, you would have then had 5 extra points, so it would have been 6 to you.
it took a while to get in place to get up the board. I quite enjoyed that.
Had we got the other deployment, it would have been fighting from turn 2, I would think.
Yeah, pretty much.
Assault from turn 2, that is.
Less cover for you to hide behind as well. So you'd have been.
Oh yes, I might have got
You
shots
might have got a
off.
few shots off to thin the numbers before, but then stuff would have been in combat quite soon.
I shouldn't have brought the ectoplasm cannons, even though I didn't get a single get hot. I was so sure I was going to kill myself with them, but the range hurts. I should
Only
have
24 inches is quite.
24. I should have
crippling.
just brought the Hades auto cannons. But they've served me well up to this point. That's why I never used them.
Didn't actually use my melter guns in the end.
Nope. Also, I think
I probably would have been better off jumping over the Obliterator and shooting from behind with the melter guns to remove his 2+ save.
Oh yeah.
And then
he
I would
does
prob-
have an invulnerable, but
I wouldn't have been able to charge after that, but
he probably would have killed him.
it
Let's
might
see.
have been a
He
better.
would have gone down to his 5+ demon invulnerable.
Well, I would
so-
have to make sure I hit with them.
Okay, right, got him.
So,
So you
let's
would have
hit with both,
A
and
metal
then
strength 8, is it?
wounded with both.
Definitely wounded with both. He would have only got 2 5+ bombs. He would have died.
So
He should have done that.
that would have been a better option.
He would have died just.
But you like assaulting.
You do like assaulting, that's what.
Well,
why
that's
you-
going to be going forwards with this army. That's going to be the trick: is learning when to do the charge and when to shoot.
What do you think of Necrosius, or Necrosius, whatever his name is? Not
It's-
overpowered, rules seem fair enough.
It seems alright.
He's just a sorcerer with feel no pain, effectively.
The fact that he doesn't have an invulnerable save, I suppose, counterbalances the
Yeah.
fairly strong powers that he has, which is agreeable. That's fine. No,
I did only use his Wasting Disease, which is his unique power, once, and it didn't do anything, I think.
which one was that?
It's the one that's AP2, Fleshbane.
Oh, the one that
only
took out
hits
Terminator.
once.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right, I took out the Terminator with it, yeah. One he's invulnerable, he failed it.
that could be quite handy for taking out HQs and things. But
It's only strength 3 though, so I could never like insta-kill or anything like that.
so we'll
I
figure out who our
basically,
MVPs are and line them up.
So to end on, as always, we have picked our most valuable players, and I think it's very obvious what mine is. It's that one Obliterator who basically saved the game for me. If he died, that was it. It was over, I lost. So the fact he survived the whole assault squad swinging at him was well worth it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Reclusiarch. in terms of actual damage output, he didn't really do an awful lot, but his support with Feel No Pain pretty
Feel
much
No Pain
kept...
on both sides in this game in particular was absolutely ridiculous. We had about an 80% success rate with Feel No Pain rolls.
It's just to help balance out that, you know, normally where I'm going up against a lot of Feel No Pain and with your good rolls, it usually proves to be a bit of a pain in the backside, but when I've got them myself, the survivability on both sides of the board, not an awful lot of stuff died really for...
It wasn't as bloody as I thought it was going to be.
But there was like 2 full turns of hardly anything going on with cat and mouse. But
Yeah, actually my casualties are 5 Plague Marines and 2 Spawn.
going forward, I probably would skip the Power Fist, maybe.
Yeah, Power Fists don't have much of a place really in this edition. Power Swords are pretty decent.
Yeah, I would keep his Crozius.
If you want
maybe
AB2,
give
take
him-
an axe.
Or give him a plasma pistol.
Yeah, that would have worked as well. So I think that about wraps it up. Stay tuned for more battle reports. I hope to have a Tau army for the next time. I've been waiting for ages for it to arrive, so I'll be getting to experiment with my new army.
Thumbs up, comment, more to come. Subscribe. Addendum. We have a little bit of a mistake.
I pointed out your mistake eventually when I noticed it.
The original list that I wrote had 2 sanguinary priests, but because the store didn't have 2 sanguinary priests, I didn't actually have any Feel No Pain in this match.
Because the
Because
Reclusiarch does
the
not have
Reclusiarch doesn't bring the Blood Chalice, so I didn't have my Feel No Pain, which might have made a big
it would have
difference.
made a massive difference. It could have been broken morale all over the place. For this.
So there is that. Yeah, but I've got Initial Known Fear, so it didn't really matter.
Technically, you still could have fallen back 3d6 because they're jump packs. And then regroup 3. But yeah, he's never
3d6
used,
this direction.
He's never used Blood Angels before. I've never played against them. I've only seen it in battle reports and such like. So it was only after the fact I was reading through his codec, and I realised, hang on a minute, what gave him Feel No Pain?
Whoops! It
Cheater.
happens. It happens. I still lost.